thought I'd give you a little update on my Tekno MT410. The last time you saw me run this was at the beach. I know that is probably not the place to run one of these vehicles, but I bought this vehicle to have a good time with and not have to worry about it like I do my race trucks. One problem I did have when I was at the island was that how do I put this? I give the controller to my girlfriend while I set up the tripod, and she accidentally hit reverse and put it in the ocean. So as I was running to get it before the next wave showed up, she hit reverse again and sunk it a little further. So the truck got submerged not just in water, but in salt water. So I tried to run it again shortly after that, and the truck went in runaway mode, so I had to go grab it and pull the battery out. It was a little scary. It was scary enough that it went in the water, salt water especially, but basically everything survived. When I got home, I pulled the electronics tray out of it, hosed this thing down in water, sprayed it down in WD-40. I took this bearing off on this side over here, rear left-hand side, and cleaned it up a little bit, and it seemed to be okay, but I had run out of WD-40 when I sprayed the whole thing down, and the car sat for 2 days before I had a chance to buy some more WD-40, and almost all the rest of the bearings in this car locked up. I put them in WD-40. Some of the bearings actually had to sit for 2 days before they actually came loose, but I got them all to come loose, and well, all of except for one. I have one bearing over here which I pulled out. Oop, that's not a bearing. One bearing over here I pulled out of my EB48 last time I changed bearings, and I decided to just go ahead and reuse that one. When I cleaned the bearings out, I soaked them in WD-40, and then I used the RPM little cleaning tool where you put the bearing in there, slap it on top, spray some WD-40. Once I got those where they were not crunchy anymore, I went ahead and put them in some acetone, shook them around really well, got everything out of there. After I soaked them in the acetone, I went ahead and blew them out with an air compressor and added a little bit of light oil to them, and I think they should last me for a little while. I have a brand new set of bearings right here, but I would like to go back to the island and get the video I really wanted to create with this thing. I know I shouldn't take this to the island, I shouldn't run this in the sand, and I definitely shouldn't put it in salt water, but I'm going to run these bearings one last time. I'm going to try to get that video I wanted to create, and then I'll rebuild everything. I've taken everything apart. I don't have this end together yet. I got the wrong screw back over here, so I got these screws, should have been in the mail today, but aren't here, just like my steering servo. And I'm going to replace that screw. I'm going to go ahead and put the bearings back in here. Here's my electronics tray over here. Hung up. So I got a new servo coming. I'm going to replace that with a ProTech 170, the waterproof version. That thing is 600. What is it? It's a very powerful servo, and since this is an Armand, I can't change the voltage on it. I need something that would run at the 6 volts, and it runs 600. Oh, why am I blank on this right now? The torque, anyway, at 6 is 600. But I know these bearings aren't going to last me very long, but you know, I'm going to go to the beach one more time. I'm going to try to get that video I wanted to create, and then I'll just rebuild the whole thing. I really want to go through the diffs on this. The diffs are spinning fine, so I didn't worry about changing the bearings on those just yet. But I don't know what fluids are in here, and this thing doesn't turn real great. So I want to go back to the, I don't know what's in this thing, I bought it used. I want to go back to putting old stock fluids back in here and see how it operates. I've got some new set of tires coming, the Badlands, the smaller versions of them. I'm thinking about changing the body mounts out and putting the Proline ones back in. I also installed a M2C chassis brace. This was the latest version when I purchased it. I know there's some new ones out here right now, but I'm not one of those guys that has graduated to the big bashing yet. So I think this will probably hold me until the time being comes that I need to upgrade that. One more thing I did with the truck was I, after the drone video where I crashed into the drone, this shock cap had come off, and I was having a real issue trying to get it back on. It was wanting to cross thread, and I still had the plastic caps on there, and I went ahead, since this is a bashing truck, and bought the aluminum cartridges for the bottom and the top. I do have them for the rear. I just haven't installed them yet. I don't have any issues. If it's not broken, don't fix it. But I went ahead and did the front shocks. I was hesitant because these are the emulsion ones, and I was actually thinking about putting these on my short course truck, but I think aluminum is needed more on this truck than on the short course truck. I've been running that short course truck for a while and haven't had any issues with it, but I went ahead and installed them on the front of this truck, and I will probably put them on the rear next time I rebuild the shocks. One of the other upgrades I did to this truck since my last video was the T-Bone Racing rear bumper. I like this one, I don't know why. The bumper that came with the truck, this piece wasn't attached to anything, and I know this is probably one of the weak points of the Tekno SCT 410 and the Tekno MT410 is this little piece right here. But I like that it's attached, where the other bumper that I had, it was just dangling in there. I don't know why it was even there. But I went ahead and upgraded it to this bumper right here, and I've run it a few times so far, and I haven't had any issues with it. I'm liking it so far. I also have the front bumper on here. It came with it when I got it. But anyway, that's where this thing is sitting at right now, and hopefully the next day or two I'll have it all back together and ready to do some more bashing. If I even know what bashing means. Putt around the track and go over a couple of jumps. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and always remember, a bad day at the track is better than any day at work. So catch you guys next time.